estate is not just about buying land. Some people just buy land and they live for a while and they sell it, or they just build shops and that's it. You really need to know how to capitalize on it so that you can make the most of your real estate investment, because you're not just buying land, it is an investment and you need to know how to make the most of it. And this channel is committed to helping you know that. Now in this video, the tip we'll be sharing is for people who are looking to go into mini estates, or who have already bought lands for mini estates but they are looking for how they can capitalize on it to make the most out of it. I'll be sharing some of the ways you can make money from your mini estate. Of course, I can't share everything because there's an endless list, but I'll be sharing some creative ideas with you that you would enjoy knowing about. So stick with me to hear it. Firstly is, I'm sure, something you've already guessed about. You develop the land. So after buying the land, then you develop it. But you don't want to rush into development. You want to allow the land to sit for a while so that you can appreciate before you start developing, so that you can, get money from it. So what can you build in this land now? You can build houses, units of apartments, terraces, duplexes. You can build that at different sections of the whole estate, or you can decide to build the same house like a main estate now, different units of houses that look identical, and after doing that you can either sell the houses out to people, you rent them out, or you rent them out for short let's stay, like people want to stay for 1 day, 1 month, or but all of this depends on how much space you have, and how much space you have depends on how much you bought, depending on your resources and finance. Now you can also develop it for commercial purposes. What do I mean? Or you can add commercial and residential, like we said in the last video about land zoning, mixed use, right? You can decide to add commercial and residential, or make it only commercial, depending on the plan of the main estate, which I'll talk about in a minute. So what kind of commercial activities can you do there? Anything ranging from adding a mini mart, a school, an office space, event center, and so on. In fact, there's a dedicated video where we talk about things you can do on a commercial plot of land, and you want to check that out. I talk about it endlessly. So still on development, you can actually build an artificial lake or something like a resort. That is the creative idea. There are things that can make your estate look more attractive to buyers, investors, or even people who want to rent houses in that estate. Make it look more attractive than the real, like the main estate. But I'll tell you more about that when we talk about how to capitalize on the plan of the main estate to make your own estate better. You want to wait for that. So now, away from development, before you develop, you can actually decide to rent out your piece of land. If you don't have money to develop it, you can decide to rent it out to organizations, to people or businesses who want to use it for different purposes. Or if there's no network signal in that area, you can actually take advantage of it to ask a telecommunications company to come and set up in your land, and the money they will give you is massive. I said this in the previous video. So that is one of the ways you can actually capitalize on the plans of the main estate, and that is what I want to talk about now. So before you develop your part of the estate, you want to know the plans of the main estate so that you can find a way to either capitalize on it. Let's say it's a residential estate and they're planning on doing something residential. You can decide to build something like this where all the people who would live there would attend. Schools are very profitable nowadays if you know what you're doing. Or like I said before, if you know that nobody has plans for anything like a mass and there's nothing like that around there, you can capitalize on that. Or you can still have creative ideas that you can add to your own estate to make it more attractive. Now, what if you don't have funding for your estate? You can do a joint venture, but more on that in another video. That is all for this video. Thank you for watching. If this tip was helpful for you, you know what to do. Help us by clicking the like button and subscribing to our YouTube channel. Bye.